Hi, my friend, and welcome to another episode of Soul Alchemy with Danielle Lynn. Today, we are going to talk about the importance of embracing your body. Now, yeah, I figured that's a good way to start, right? But what I'm referring to is in a lot of our spiritual teachings, in a lot of our spiritual culture, as it were, we learn so much about our higher self and about transcending our higher self and these higher states of awareness that sometimes we start to kind of neglect the body a little bit. And what I found more and more is that our whole spiritual self is this holistic inclusion of all of us, of our inner selves, of our outer experiences, of our bodies, of our emotions, our minds, and our energy, our spirits. And when we reject any one of these, we are ultimately rejecting the whole. Now, there's a lot of people, a lot of philosophies out there about what you should or shouldn't do with your body, and this video isn't really about that. This video is a lot more about giving you some perspectives, connecting you with some perspectives that might help you see your body in a more full light, as it were. Now, I actually speak of this from experience because when I was really young, I was actually born into a spiritual community where we learned about transcendence and astral travel and third eye awareness. And so, yeah, all the way back in the 80s or so, I was learning all this stuff as I was growing up. And what I found was that, I kept thinking in a very spiritual way, like, okay, well, my whole goal here is to transcend the body because I'm not really the body and I'm really this amazing soul and I'm connected to wholeness and everything that is. And my point is to just get out of the body. And, maybe you have had similar experiences at one point or another in your spiritual journey. And, you know, I think a lot of us come to that point where we're like, well, everything is nothingness and nothing is allness. And, we're actually souls and the body is just my vehicle. It's just a suit. It's just clothing I wear. And that may or may not be, true. And that may or may not be how you see it. But these perspectives that I'm going to share right now are just meant to inspire maybe more of an exploration. Because for me, a lot of times I found it really difficult to be in my body. I found the body really clunky. And when you meditate a lot and when you're in a higher state of consciousness and then you got to come back down into the body, it can feel like wearing like a wet suit, something that's really constricting and tight around you. And sometimes, for me anyway, I just want to jump right back out of my body again. But there is this wisdom in being very grounded, very connected, very centered in our body. And, one of those wisdoms to me sounds a bit like, well, if I'm in infinite intelligence and I'm connected to all that is, and in this awareness of infinite intelligence, I decided to place the fulcrum of my awareness on this present moment and experience this body, this life in this way, then there was something beautiful here for me to experience. And continuously trying to escape it is to deny the wholeness, to deny myself the wholeness of experience of whatever it means to be Danielle. Because in being Danielle, I am being the only version of me in this way that will ever exist. And when we're running away from the moment, when we're denying our bodies and when we're denying ourselves and who we are and saying, well, this isn't really real, this isn't really who I am, there's a bit of a disconnection from the moment. Because on some level, of course, it's true, we are more than this. We are all of this or none of this, depending on how you want to see it. But in this moment, we have gifted ourselves with the experience of experiencing our lives. And there's the gift of our life, which is happening in the moment, but there's also the step in which we actually receive the gift of our life. We receive the gift of our body. We receive the gift of our experience, however that looks moment to moment. And for so many of us, we've rejected this gift for one way or another, like, well, it's not turning out the way I wanted it to, or, it's, I feel really upset about how things have turned out, or, I don't like my body, or I'm sick, or my partner left me, or, any of those things that we feel really disappointed about in life, and we can start feeling really despondent about this experience and want to escape it. And I really understand that as a professional escape attempt artist for most of my life. And what I found, though, is the more I've tried to escape my life, the more I was really disconnecting from myself and the essence of my life and my life force. And there's nothing in my experience that is very spiritual about denying our experiences or denying who we are, because this entire life is a form of spiritual dance. This entire life is a spiritual unfolding gift. It's a deep, deep experience. And humanity, being human, is this incredible, incomparable gift. Because we are naturally divine. It is our nature to be divine. But to be human and experiencing it through our divinity, experiencing it as everything we are, is sublime. And I say this as someone who's experienced a great deal of pain in their life, and a great deal of pain and shaking my fist, why God? And a great deal of desire to sometimes leave this life when it's felt so painful. And I can still sit here now, and it's not about the experience. It's not about, oh, because I have this much money, or I have this relationship, or I have that, or I have this kind of experience. It's just whatever my life is, I have found myself now at such a profound appreciation for how it's unfolding in the moment. And I'm bearing this to you right now. I'm really sharing with you this deep vulnerability that I have come to in my life in embracing this human experience, this balance between knowing and not knowing, this awareness of everything I am being paired with this human experience of not fully knowing, and yet being here and moving forward and moving within and creating outward in each moment. And this deep gift of being human, of having a body, is one that we chose at a full consciousness level. So for each of us, there is something profound not only to be experienced, but that we share in this experience universally. And I invite you to sit within yourself in this moment, to sit with this consideration that I just shared with you, to sit with your own consideration, and perhaps ask yourself the question of, what is the gift of my body? And how can I receive the gift of my body in this moment? Because your body is an incomparable gift. And it's not to say that you are only your body, but your body is an aspect of the whole that you are. And so on some level, it is all of you. Thank you for choosing to be here in this body, in this incredible experience with all of us. Thank you for choosing the alchemy of life, which includes the alchemy of death, which includes the cycles, which includes the knowing and the not knowing. It's not necessarily always the easiest ride, but you've chosen it, and you are here. And we appreciate you and your courage and your inspiration. And I'm just so glad you found your way to this video and we get to connect. because I truly feel, even as I'm sitting here and talking with you and connecting with you, some powerful connection has been made. Anytime you're feeling that, give yourself permission to breathe deeply. Not just your air, not just your air with lungs, not just the lungs with air, but breathe with your whole body. If this video has helped you on some level, on any level, please do share a like. Please leave a comment if you have any questions, and head over to daniellelynn.com. I have so many more tools and resources for you there, including a couple of my books, and I have a course, Love Infinite, that will help you connect to yourself at these deep, deep, full levels. And, you know, of course, keep tuned for my next video. And I love you so much. Oh, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And we will connect again very soon, or we'll just stay connected like we always are. Bye for now.